only 8,200 pounds. Wait a minute, 8,200 pounds. This is a big, giant, wide-body triple slide. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta check that. Is that right? Did I see too many trailers today? Right here on the tag from the factory. Yep, as it was scaled. Right there it is. Okay, only 8,200 pounds. Who needs a fifth wheel when you've got this? And by the way, it's not just the trailer you're getting. There's multiple hundreds of dollars worth of accessories packed into this thing. The previous owners used it, loved it, but they bought a place in Florida and just didn't need it anymore. So all the camper stuff goes with the camper. And we're talking more than just a couple leveling blocks. We got wheel stabilizers, we got an outdoor picnic table, we've got an entire hitching system included with that. There's an outdoor rug in there. There's a bunch of stuff in here. Holy cow, this is turnkey ready to go. And I tell you, man, I continue to be impressed with the advances Sprinter has made compared to where they were in the past. Like, this is very warm, very wholesome. This is something where I think you could definitely spend a lot of time. You want to spend a lot of time in here. Just general living room arrangement, everything is nice and wide open. This is a wide body coach. We'll talk a little bit more about that outside, but gives you some extra room in here. That skylight above, you can see how it's letting in some natural light, but you're not under direct sun exposure because there is that privacy shade right there, or I guess you could call it a sunshade, since we're not worrying about it being private. So, that along with just the myriad of windows, which is one of those fancy college words that I learned in my advanced writing class in high school. When you were writing papers as a kid, they're like, well, you have to write at least 4,000 words. I got very good at very flowery, descriptive adjectives thanks to my English teacher, Mrs. Forrester. And she must have done a good job because, I'm still using those words like myriad today. The entertainment center over here, that TV is on a pivoting double joint swing arm, by the way. So if you want to lounge out over here on the rear hide-a-bed, you can. Where I'm sitting currently is basically the right-hand theater seat. Well, actually, no, I'm beside that. I'm in one of the chairs of the table. And just to kind of give you a general look. So if you do have a bunch of people over, you're having like a movie night or a game day or something, or if maybe you just want to be able to move, and like some days you want to sit in a recliner, some days you want to stretch out on a couch. Everyone's got a good seat in this house, All pleated shades, all ventilating windows is another nice thing. And they, I feel like John Hammond from Jurassic Park, spared no expense. They went with some big windows on this thing. There is a lot of glass and a lot of class all packed up in here. And I like those household outlets on both sides of those rear sofa side stands to really help, be able to power everyone's devices, run a light, run a fan, all sorts of good stuff. Obviously, we've got a theater recliner over here and all the windows over here on the door side, which is where I like them personally. It is a 4-chair table arrangement. I have a suspicion that the previous owner probably just tucked away a couple of those chairs just simply by the way that they're positioned here, though that actually just may be how they positioned them when it came time for transit. I don't have good clarity on that. I was not here when it rolled in. Another thing that's you don't always see but is actually my preference, I like what they did here by going with a giant peninsula instead of an island, because it actually gives you more prep space. And up in that front corner up here, it makes for the perfect coffee bar. It's perfectly sized if you want to add a little Keurig machine. You could make it a phone charger station. There's all kinds of good things you could do with it. It also allows for a couple more spaces of storage, like starting right down here. If we look around, you can see it's a little unconventional, but it feels very homey, the way that all of this is positioned around. I like that pass-through upper cabinet space that they have in there. And you've got plenty of drawer space in here. I don't feel the drawers are lacking in any way, shape, or form. And again, under that full peninsula, just all sorts of, whether you need space for dish soap, pots, pans, whatever. Also, a look inside the microwave and the refrigerator. Those are very telling spaces to me. I like to look inside those unused RVs. It gives me a very good feel for, like, was this well maintained? Did they keep it clean? Did they just slop stuff around? And I've got pretty much nothing but good vibes coming out of this one right here. This is a dual entry bed and bath, by the way. I'm actually sitting in the bedroom area recording this. And I see that remote control. By the way, real quick note on this. in case you're like, what is going on here? All they did is just tape a piece of paper over that backlit switch. Because again, if you have the bathroom door open and you're laying here in bed where I'm at right now, some people are very sensitive to light being cast in their eyes like that, so they just covered it up. Real simple, easy solution that doesn't require pulling anything or changing a switch out, you know. But that remote control manages this big Max Air vent fan up top here, so you don't have to be tall like me to reach that stuff. Now, one of the other, what I actually think, though, is the best feature in this bathroom is actually this big linen cabinet, and that did not come from Keystone. The previous owner actually added this in here, and it is a really good use of space. When you see it, you go, huh, yeah, you know, it makes sense. Like, it feels like it always should have been there. I think that that was a very simple, very smart addition from the previous owner, and unless you're, I mean, if I hadn't pointed it out, it's done so well, you would have thought it was probably factory hardware. I think this is probably some kind of homegrown little laundry hamper as well, which is a nice little feature to have in trailers. It's nice to have a place to put yesterday's clothes now that it's today. Big radius shower in here too, something that actually gives you elbow room. I know that there are some really, really large folks that maybe that doesn't work for, but overall it's going to work for the vast majority of people. And again, despite the fact that this is not beat up, I can tell that people spent some time in here because they made some smart everyday living improvements, like that linen cabinet, like the extra little shelf above the sink right here, the little towel holder there beside the sink. Not major changes. They didn't do any like cutting and hacking or anything like that. They didn't do any major modification. They just made some simple, smart improvements, like this mattress. This is sort of like a Sleep Number type bed. It's a, controllable 60 by 80 True Queen, like air pocketed mattress kind of thing that you can sort of program to your own needs, wants, and preferences. Up top here, I got a feeling that, especially since the folks ended up with a Florida home, that they did spend some serious time in hot weather. And the 50 amp service on this and adding that second air conditioner right there are probably big time welcome features. And I love that big window. I'm in love, especially right next to the windows on that wardrobe. Oh man, you wake up in the morning, you're not ready to get out of bed. It's just a nice sight to be able to look out. And again, on your campsite side. What's also nice though, this thing has some serious bedroom storage starting right down here. All kinds of dresser space. And that continues as we wrap up the front wall. But something that actually surprised me quite a bit was that this has not just that big dresser, but a full passenger storage. And you see that they did install a combo washer dryer in this thing. Again, a more commonly found in fifth wheel kind of feature. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know that you necessarily need a fifth wheel, especially if you're not going to be towing a lot. The biggest advantage of a fifth wheel is the fact that they do tow very nicely in comparison to a travel trailer. A fifth wheel just tows better due to the way the weight handles above your suspension. So if you're only going to do some very limited towing or not tow at all, skip a fifth wheel, get this thing like a flat deck fifth wheel, consider it a seasonal park model, save a ton of money, and stop having to go up and down stairs all the time. Now this one was made right before like almost every laminated RV started coming with those fold down stable steps, but I really don't see that as a drawback. In a way, I almost see it as an advantage because I know there's a lot of people who don't necessarily like those flip up stable steps, and these are those nice aluminum plank style, almost like a boat dock anti-slip steps right there. Now, you could always fold those up. We could always put on a set of folding stable steps for you, so it's still stable step capable. But you also have the ability to not have them, which a RV built only with them kind of really doesn't. I've said the word stable steps about 43 times rapid fire. I'm going to move on from there. Now, one of the cool things on these Sprinters is in these more recent years, they went wide body. So this is a 100-inch wide body platform right here, kind of similar to like the big wide body open ranges. And it adds that extra space where if you're going to spend the extra time living in it, it just gives you the breathing room, you know? We got power awning, power tongue jack, all four-corner power stabilizers. We already kind of peeked inside those baggage compartments. One of the interesting things the previous owner did here is he actually swapped out the 751 key locks that everybody has, in case you weren't aware, ever since the days of Fleetwood RV and before that, and put on these cool twist lock jobs right there add you a little bit more security. And the other thing is you're really not likely to ever break a key off in one of those. This does have a simple side mount solar prep plug. Over here is just a simple little kind of hose hookup if you want to have a little water cleanup station right there. That lid, by the way, can actually intentionally pop out. I just pushed it sideways. It didn't break it, in case you're curious. Black tank flush. Over here, nice little preventative maintenance item on the furnace exhaust and intake, a little mud dauber bug screen. It does not take a lot for a bug to block up that airflow and potentially cause some CO backflow into your RV, which obviously is a health hazard. Underbelly here, it is forced air heated. It is enclosed, obviously, and there is one of those radiant foil barrier layers down here to help keep this thing a little more comfortable. It actually even helps regulate the AC usage in the summertime so that your cold air doesn't bleed through the floor as easily. Now, a common question I get when something doesn't have a ladder on the back is the roof walkable? And the answer is yes, it absolutely is. Actually, this even has walkable slide outs. This is kind of a cousin to the Keystone Cougars that we carry at Haywood RV. So, I mean, I know my way around it pretty well. The general construction is nearly the same. It's just with that giant rear window, they just didn't really have anywhere else to mount the ladder, because Sprinter actually does offer ladders on quite a few models. I'm going to see if I can maybe just stand on that tire and get a peek at the roof for you, though, so you can see what the roof and the seals look like. Now, apologies, I'm not able to get you much further up here. Looking around, though, I'm not really seeing anything that really majorly concerns me. Got a little bit of sunlight glare in my eyes, but like over here on this termination strip, it looks pretty healthy. There you have it, folks. Like I said, what do you think? Am I right or wrong about this thing? It's, with the wide body, the triple slides, the washer-dryer combo, it's definitely big enough, and I think it's got the moxie for full-time RVing, but at 8,200 pounds, it's something that you could actually haul there without needing a Peterbilt. So give us a call if you like to look at this one, whether you need hitching, whether you need parts, or if you just want us to deliver it, you don't even want to worry about towing it yourself. We can do all that stuff. Need financing? We do that too. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and have an A1 day, everyone.